South African Local Government Association wrapped up its two-day National Members Assembly on the upcoming local government elections. SALGA was assessing preparations towards the election, among other things. Speakers also included Deputy President David Mabuza, COGTA Minister Nkosazana Dlamini-Zuma, and former Joburg Mayor Amos Masondo. Let's find out how it all went with SALGA's Thembi Nkadimeng. Thank you very much, Ms. Nkadimeng, for your time on ENCA. Your two-day People's Assembly ended yesterday. What are some of the takings before we go to elections in October?
Thank you very much, and good morning to the viewers. We were dealing with the National Members Assembly attended by our municipalities for the past 2 days to deal with the transition preparing to the next fifth administration of local government. As you may be aware, the President made an announcement that 27th October is the date for local government elections. So the meeting looked into preparations for arrangements from a logistical point of view with IEC, SAPS, and many key stakeholders from a logistic point of view with municipalities, but it also looked into preparatory matters of how to get the administration of municipalities from setting up of first council meetings, ensuring that municipal managers are ready to know what to do, and also to ensure that the support programs for councillors as they begin their first council meetings is also in place.
Now, we of course are going into the election for the first time with the coronavirus pandemic still with us. October could seem like a little far away, but what are the different things that we're going to do this year to make sure that, social distancing, etc., is happening?
Well, those are the preparations ourselves, municipalities and IEC were up and about. Remember, municipalities, amongst other things, own facilities in our communities which IEC could be able to use. So in partnership with Department of Education, municipalities and the IEC will put up our voting districts, which we call VTs, where our people will be going to those stations and be able to vote. Obviously, we will, and the IEC will provide to make sure that there are sanitizers, the security is in place, the ballot boxes, and all that goes with the logistics of voting. But ourselves, from a municipal point of view, is also to assist with our personnel, infused with the personnel that will be hired by the IEC, to make sure that our people are reminded of the key COVID-19 message of ensuring that even outside the hall, we keep social distance, we wear our masks all the time in order to ensure that we do not spread the virus. But by and large, I am confident that we should be able to hold the elections as planned.
Now, how has this affected campaigning? I mean, by this time, politicians would be out speaking to large crowds of people trying to get votes, but this time it can't happen.
Well, I may not be speaking on behalf of political parties, but I do get a sense that it is relatively difficult for our communities to go out and for political parties to go out. But I'm seeing a trend of modernization on how people do the new different era of marketing themselves as political parties. We have had 3-4 sets of by-elections countrywide, and the IEC has been able to demonstrate that we could be able as a country to hold elections. Of course, it may not be possible to compare 257 municipalities in one day compared to 20 or 40 by-elections which are held across the country. It may be a test even for political parties, but responsible, all of us, we should be able to win and ensure that we hold successful elections.
Now, we've been told numerous times by government that a lot of the corruption happens at local government level, at municipality level. And one of the speakers in the two-day assembly, the former mayor of Johannesburg, Amos Masondo, talking about some of those councillors who have been found wanting in terms of law and corruption not being held accountable. What is SALGA saying about this?
Well, as part of the deliberations as well, we were able to table our consequence management framework, which we have drafted as SALGA, to assist our municipalities, but also to ensure that as peers, in our municipal sphere, we hold one another accountable. This framework piggybacks on the Public Audit Act, which has already been refined, passed by Parliament in 2019 to ensure that it gives powers or it extends the powers of the Auditor General. And as SALGA, we've participated immensely in shaping that Public Audit Act, but further than that, in taking the consequence management framework into the table. I must also indicate that, for example, COGTA in the past financial year ran 1,880 cases of dismissal assisting municipalities. So there's a lot that is happening. The AG himself in the year 8.
All right, I think we've lost your audio, but thank you very much for your time. That was South African Local Government Association's Thembi Nkadimeng.